Hey there, coin collectors and history buffs. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable pennies in US history, the 1984 1-cent coin. Now, you might be thinking, how could a penny from 1984 possibly be worth a fortune? Well, stick around because we're about to uncover its history, its value, and why this little coin could be worth a lot more than you'd expect. Let's get started. The year 1984 was an eventful one for many reasons. Ronald Reagan was re-elected as President of the United States, and Michael Jackson's Thriller was still dominating the charts. But for coin collectors, 1984 also marked the year of the 1-cent coin, the penny. Specifically, we're talking about the 1984 penny, which was struck at the Denver Mint. But what makes this particular coin stand out from the rest? At first glance, it looks like just another run-of-the-mill penny. It features the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse and President Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse. Nothing too special, right? Well, that's where things get interesting. You see, the 1984 penny was part of a regular production run of over 7 billion coins. It was made out of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which was standard for the time. So far, nothing unusual. But here's where the story takes a twist. While most of the 1984 pennies are still in circulation today and worth exactly 1 cent, yes, just 1 penny, there have been reports of some extraordinary findings. Some coin collectors have stumbled upon rare, high-quality versions of the 1984 penny, and in some cases, they have found rare errors that make these coins worth way more than their face value. Coin errors can range from misprints, double strikes, or even rare varieties that were never intended to be released to the public. And in the case of the 1984 penny, one of the most significant errors was a double die variety. A double die error happens when the die used to stamp the design on the coin strikes the surface more than once, causing a slight overlap of the design. This error was relatively rare, but when it was discovered, it instantly made these coins incredibly valuable. Now, let's talk numbers. A 1984 penny with a double die error is far from common, and that rarity is what drives the price up. In fact, depending on its condition, a 1984 double die penny could be worth anywhere from a few $100s to several $1,000s, or even more. The value of these coins increases significantly when they are in mint condition with clear, visible errors. In some cases, these pennies have been auctioned for upwards of $10,000 or more, especially when they are in near-perfect condition and have been certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. In fact, certain rarer variations of this penny, especially those with more pronounced errors, have sold for over $50,000. That's right, a penny that was originally worth 1 cent could be worth tens of thousands today. But this is where the story gets even more mind-blowing. So, how can one little penny be worth such an extraordinary amount? The answer lies in its rarity, the mistake during production, and the fact that there are a limited number of these era coins left in circulation. Coin dealers and collectors understand that the value of a coin is not just in the metal it's made of but in its historical significance, rarity, and condition. The 1984 double die penny checks all of these boxes, which is why its value can skyrocket. And while most 1984 pennies aren't worth more than their face value, finding one with a double die error is like finding a needle in a haystack. Now, here's where things get truly wild. We've all heard the stories of valuable coins being sold for millions, but could a 1984 penny really be worth $214 million? Well, believe it or not, there's a sensational tale circulating in the coin collecting world about a mythical version of the 1984 penny, the one that could fetch this astronomical amount. It sounds like a story from the coin world's version of a fairy tale, but in reality, such claims stem from extreme cases where a truly unique error might exist. While it's highly unlikely that any 1984 penny will ever reach that mind-blowing sum, the idea of a penny being worth millions is an exaggeration, at least for now. Still, the mere possibility adds to the mystique surrounding this coin, making it one of the most sought-after pennies among collectors. So, to recap, the 1984 1-cent coin is far from just another ordinary penny. While the vast majority are worth exactly 1 cent, the rare double-die era pennies can be worth thousands, and the mysterious tales of $214 million value only add to the legend. If you happen to have a 1984 D penny lying around, take a closer look. It could be the rare treasure that makes your day. Thanks for watching, and remember, always check your change, because you never know what rare coin might be hiding in plain sight. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome coin content. Until next time, happy hunting. Next 2016 D1 cent USA coin. Today, we're diving into a topic that might surprise you. Yes, it's the 2016 D1 cent coin. While you might think it's just another penny, you'd be wrong. Stick around, because we'll uncover the story of how this modern-day penny could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Let's jump right in. First things first, let's talk about where this penny comes from. The 2016 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the US Mint's main facilities, and just like the majority of pennies, it was produced as part of the regular coinage for circulation. So, you might be wondering, why is this penny worth talking about? It's just a penny, right? Well, not so fast. At first glance, the 2016 D penny may look like just another run-of-the-mill coin. Featuring the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse and Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, it's a familiar design that we've seen for years. But there's more to this story than meets the eye. In 2016, the US Mint produced over 7.8 billion 1-cent coins, which makes this particular penny relatively common. But what makes this coin interesting is the timing of its release and the surrounding cultural context. The 2016 penny marked a crucial year in the ongoing debate about the future of the US penny. The issue of whether or not the penny should be eliminated from circulation had been discussed for years, and 2016 was one of the years where people took a real hard look at the coin's place in the modern economy. In fact, there were calls for the penny's abolition, with arguments that it cost more to produce than it was worth, and that the coin's value was far outpaced by inflation. Despite these discussions, the penny remains in circulation, at least for now. Now, here's where things get interesting. While the 2016 D penny is often seen as just another coin in circulation, some collectors have started to focus on specific types or varieties of the penny that were produced that year, including some rare eras. Some eagle-eyed collectors have noticed small differences in the way the 2016 D pennies were struck, and believe it or not, certain variations of this penny may be worth significantly more than face value. While we'll get into these variations shortly, it's important to note that the 2016 D penny is often compared to the old wheat pennies of the early 20th century. Why? Well, just as wheat pennies are a beloved part of coin history, collectors today are always on the lookout for pennies from later years that might one day be considered just as valuable. So, let's talk numbers. How much is this 2016 D penny really worth? Well, the vast majority of 2016 D pennies are worth exactly 1 cent because they were mass-produced and circulated widely. But here's where things get interesting. Certain versions of the 2016 D penny have been found to have rare errors that can push their value well beyond their face value. One of the most valuable errors associated with the 2016 D penny is the double-die variety. A double-die error happens when the die used to strike the coin malfunctions, creating a misalignment of the design. This results in a coin that looks as though it has been struck twice, sometimes even with a noticeable shift in the lettering or design details. Coins with double-die errors can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their condition and the prominence of the error. For example, a 2016 D penny with a clear, visible double-die error could easily fetch anywhere from $50 to $500 or more at auction. Hold on, $79 million for a penny. That sounds a bit far-fetched, doesn't it? Well, here's where the story takes an interesting twist. While no 2016 D penny has ever actually sold for $79 million, the idea comes from sensational reports and rumors circulating within the numismatic community. The $79 million figure is more of a hypothetical, often tied to the rarest and most significant finds in the world of coin collecting. It represents the kind of extreme outlier prices that rare coins can reach in highly competitive auction environments. While this is incredibly unlikely for the 2016 D-penny, the possibility that a penny could one day fetch such a figure fuels excitement and speculation among collectors. Could a unique era, in pristine condition, from this particular year one day reach such an amount? Anything's possible in the world of rare coins. So, how can you identify a 2016 D-penny that might be worth more than its face value? Well, let's take a quick look at a few things you should watch for. First, check for doubling errors, such as double die strikes, which can make parts of the design look blurry or misaligned. This can be particularly noticeable around the date or the lettering on the coin's obverse side. The clearer the doubling, the more valuable the coin could be. Another thing to look for are die cracks or other types of minting defects, which can also add value depending on their rarity and visibility. A die crack on the 2016 D-penny, especially one that runs through the design, could make the coin worth more than just 1 cent. So, in conclusion, the 2016 D-penny may not be the most famous coin in US history, but it certainly has its place in the world of coin collecting. While most of these pennies are worth just 1 cent, the rare era varieties can be worth a lot more, sometimes even hundreds or thousands of dollars. Keep an eye out for those rare varieties, and you might just stumble upon a hidden treasure. Thanks for tuning in today, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin content. Who knows, the next time you check your change, you could find a penny worth a whole lot more than just 1 cent. Until next time, happy hunting, and remember, in the world of rare coins, anything can happen.